Hello. I think the ads are off. But I'm just going to do my usual intro so you're not missing anything as yet. So, it is ridiculously warm. We have managed to win against the heat in that it is 31 outside and it is 28.5 in here. So, I win in that I am slightly cooler than I would be if I was outside. It is 32 in my sort of conservatory area. And we have got 2 fans trained directly on us, not wibbling, just trained directly on us. And we're feeling okay. We will need to get more water at some point during the stream. So, in the interest of moving on quickly-ish, we're doing 3 games today, about an hour each, minus breaks. Starting with Loretta, developed by Yakov Butuzov, published by Dangan Entertainment. This one came out on April 11th, 2024. It's an ID at Xbox game, so thank you as always to ID at Xbox for the code for this one. Rolling in at $14.99 or £12.49 on Xbox. It's also available on PC, Switch, and PlayStation. Originally came out in February 2023. It is an adventure game. A psychological thriller. Inspired by the American art of the 20th century, the works of Andrew Wyeth and Edward Hopper, film noir of the 40s to 50s, thrillers by Alfred Hitchcock, the Philip Ridley movie The Reflecting Skin, and the books 1922 by Stephen King, and Loretta by Vladimir Nabokov. And hopefully I didn't butcher all those names too badly. Loretta is a housewife, Walter is a writer. Dragged from the glitz and glamour of 1940s New York and thrust into a dilapidated farmhouse in the rural south. Both are unsuccessful, struggling with their finances and straining in their relationship. But when Loretta learns of her husband's infidelity and a lucrative life insurance policy filled in his name, a grisly plan takes root. Ooh, it is up to you to decide how far she should take it. Become an accessory to Loretta's crimes as she navigates a nightmare of her own creation. So there are multiple endings, and cryptic puzzles. We have 2 achievements we need to get for both the crab competition on... Yeah, it's not really a competition. The crab game on True Achievements and Random To-Do List both involve trying to poison people with rat poison. So we are looking for that opportunity today. There are 17 achievements, all of which are obtainable, and completion estimate wise, anything between an hour and a half and like 6 hours by the looks of it, but not enough to give an average apparently. So yeah, also hi to Mr. Coolness, and I regret putting my laptop on my knees because now my knees are sweaty. So, memories. Ooh, what's in memories? Okay, so we've got a by the ocean, and then, and then chapters. There are multiple endings. Okay, so we haven't unlocked anything yet. Let's just try settings. Okay, so volume down a little bit, color mode, step sounds, credits. Wow. Okay. That is tiny font. It means it's going quite quickly. So we'll why have I knocked my camera? Am I just did I shrink? I think it's because I know where it is. It's because I removed the bottom purple. Because it was annoying me. I was like, my screen is too cluttered. I just want streams to be simple. I want my branding, and that's it with the alerts, which, yes, I still haven't fixed the stretch one. But because I moved that down, I had to move the camera down, and now I am too much in my swoosh. So I think I need to move across a little bit. That'll work. Right, okay, new game. So there are multiple endings, but yeah. Whoa, okay. So we've got your epilepsy warning, color mode, noir mode. Ooh, okay. So color mode recommended for the first playthrough. We will do that. Noir mode recommended for those who've completed the game. Some visual hints disappear and puzzles become harder to solve. I mean, sure. Why would I pick that at all? Hi, Vicky! The game's events take place in the United States of America in 1947. To reflect the reality of that time, Loretta contains subject matter that some may find offensive. Right, which means that it is very politically incorrect. And uses words that, so characters due to their nature, age, and social status use words, phrases, and profanities that are indicative of the time and do not correspond with modern attitudes. I really hope it's not going to include the N-word, because that is going to be something I'm then going to have to go through and edit out. They are entirely fictitious, though, obviously, but, do you think they could have edited that? You think it had whispered to him about things about himself which he did not know, things which he did not hold conception, something, I went too fast, I couldn't read it. Anyway, there was a quote from someone, 1947. Hold menu to skip. Oh, that you let me choose. So, no, I will watch the weird little cutscene with the red car. I wanted to read the text. I prevaricated for too long. Yes, the only acceptable older N-word is nincompoop, and that probably has problematic origins as well. Hey, Circling! Oh yeah, I can see what they mean about the flashing. You could have just not made that flash. My name's Loretta Lou Harris. I should probably try and do an American accent, but I can't. My name's Loretta Lou Harris. I don't even know what that is. So, yeah. Friends call me Lara. I'm 38 years old. I was born in a small town in the south that y'all probably never heard of. Hey, Vlad! Please excuse my terrible voice acting. The moment I turned 16, I ran away to the East Coast. I'm an unemployed ornithologist. Ooh. And a mediocre housewife. A few months ago, my husband and I moved to a farm. What he got from his parents. Life here ain't exactly simple, but we'll get by all the same. Up until 2 weeks ago, anyway. Then Walter up and disappeared without a trace. I hope Jesse's not listening. He's probably cringing at the terrible attempt at, I don't know, southern accent. I'm very English. Mrs. Harris. I'm Frank Chambers. I'm looking for your husband. You from the police? Nah, I already talked to the sheriff. I ain't got nothing more to say. No, ma'am. I'm leading a private investigation. There are some people from New York, important people, who'd really like to have a word with Mr. Harris. Tell them to get in line. Well, tell them to get in line. I see, ma'am. Still, I would appreciate it if you could spare a moment of your time for me. Mind if I come in? He wipes his neck with a handkerchief. You've got a very lovely house, ma'am. My God, the wallpaper is just peeling and appealing. There's an axe randomly there. And what looks like a mutated deer sculpture. Not sculpture. Skeleton. Skeleton? Skull! I mean, it's part of a skeleton, but I think I was going for skull. Don't bother. I can't stand this place either. Is this Mr. Harris's home? His parents? You're not from around here, are you? Or New York, for that matter. Don't test my hospitality. Sorry, didn't mean to offend. I'm paid to ask questions, you know. But my only concern is Mr. Harris. Mainly, I need to know if he's alive. Or dead. Hat. Hat! Walter's hat. He bought it in New York. Block photo card. It gets on my nerves. Sometimes it feels like I can hear it ticking from all the way in the bedroom. Walter and I by the ocean, 8 years ago. Ooh. Oh, hello. That's pretty. You see, that's relaxing. The ticking clock is kind of annoying. Down dusty roads. Ma'am, how long has Mr. Harris been gone for? Do you want something to drink? Must have been quite the journey getting down here. Mr. Chambers, would you like something to drink? Honestly, I was hoping you'd ask. The kitchen's just down the hall. How long can I keep this up, do you reckon? Before I completely forget what the accent is. Scribbles. Moosehead. Well, not a dare. I done lost count of how many times I asked Walter to throw this nasty old thing away. Oh? You're not gonna answer that? Well, I was gonna make you a glass of poison. Fine. Hello? Hello? Can I talk to Mr. Harris, please? Who's calling? May I ask who's calling? This is Patrick Fitzgerald from the Atlantic Press Publishing House. You hope I keep it up until I switch games? We'll see. Would you kindly put Mr. Harris on the phone? It's extremely urgent. Oh my god. 8 dead in a hot air balloon crash in Brazil. Jesus Christ. The world just doesn't stop, does it? Also, I'm waiting for this promised rain. I had a quick head out the window to see if it was actually going to rain. It smells like it's going to rain. Sun's gone away, but it's so hot. I feel that the rain is actually just going to make it worse if it does rain. Sorry, I got distracted. It's extremely urgent. Mr. Harris ain't available. He's ain't here. Well, what time will he be back? Miss, it's about his book. We're still waiting for him to send the second half. The contracts are ready, but... Miss, could you please pass? Whoop. They hung up. It happens sometimes. Afraid lemonade is all I can offer. Just water would be fine with me, ma'am. I'm a tad parched. Would you kindly? I mean, Bioshock has just ruined that phrase for everyone now. It's like, who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters! And there's various other phrases that just, I wonder if asking my dad, would you kindly, is the magic phrase to get him to actually do the thing that you want him to do. Because, yeah. My niece was wanting a glass of water, and him and my mum were babysitting, and she went in and asked if he would get her a glass of water. He said yes. And I went to her, sweetie, yeah, he's not actually gonna get you one. That's him just saying that he can, possibly, but he's not going to actually. You're just gonna have to get it yourself. Maybe if we do Would You Kindly, it would work. I'm a tad parched from that long drive. Sickle. There's a sickle. Okay. Poison. I want the poison. Oh, I put the radio on. Okay. I meant to get the poison. I put the radio on. Oh, sorry. It's a real nice almond smell in here. Vlog. Did I pick up the poison? God. Calendar. Another month's flown by. I should get Chambers some water. Whereas you assume if I'm asking for something, you should definitely do that. Yeah. Most people... No, but I mean, he knows exactly what is happening. He's just doing it to be funny. This humidity is killing me. He wipes his face with a handkerchief. I don't think it's been this hot since the spring of '39. Where's that music coming from? The fields. Farmers. Walter rents out the land. Guess the music helps them pass the time. His eyes linger on Laura's hips. She pretends not to notice. Hey, what the hell? Not so fast, bitch. And there's the first bloop. That's one of the possibilities. Chambers shot me. He had no choice. Poisoning a man right before his very eyes wasn't the brightest idea I've ever had. Who would have thunk that this is how my story ends? Right, let's try that again. Okay, without the American accent. No, with the American accent. What's the other one that it could have possibly been? Hang on. Sorry. We may as well be vaguely useful. 32 to 34. Ace and Hole. Oh, pawned the wedding ring and bought the bus tickets. Okay. Right. Okay. We've got to. Okay, we're just gonna skip, and then we're gonna like. Ooh, I just said 2 weeks. All right, we picked different options this time. 14 to 15 days, give or take. Would you like something to drink? Honestly, I was hoping you'd ask. Kitchen's just down the hall. Okay. I was clicking through, so I kind of. We're still going to go with who's calling then. What is the weirdest strategy or tactic I've used to win a game or level? I remember wedging myself in the smallest of corners to get a nightmare mode achievement on, like, I think it was the first Dragon Age, one of the DLCs. Certainly, you know, exploiting little cracks in the game. Hey, Alkash. Okay, so we're not going to put poison on this time. Glass. Sink. Quite the shame for a fine lady like yourself to be stuck out in a place like this. Here's your water. You're too kind. Thank you. He dries his lips on his sleeve. So how much land have you got here, ma'am? 60 or so acres? He whistles. Don't get too excited. It was mortgaged a long while back. May I take a look at the yard? Suit yourself. What in? It's the pipes. Son of a... Got some plumbing installed. And what do you know? Sorry, I need to go down into the basement. Need a hand? No. No need to trouble yourself. Besides, you wanted to look around the place, didn't you? Okay. Grab poison. No. Sickle. It's damp and dark down in the basement. There's no Ulkesh, just a puddle where I used to be. Yeah, I feel ya. I feel ya. I am currently in a semi-victory against the heat in that the outside is warmer than than the inside. And that is a victory in itself. Usually it gets ridiculously warm in here. And it is ridiculously warm. It's just the outside is ridiculously warmer. And I have 2 fans blowing on me right now, which is nice, but they are just blowing kind of lukewarm air, which is not great. And from what I remember, France is warmer. And you also don't have air conditioning as much. At least that it wasn't when I was there last, but that was a few years ago. And I'm guessing if you are a puddle, then you don't have air conditioning. It is certainly something I'm going to look into when I move out of London, because, well, we are going to try and move out of London before it gets much worse here. But also, you know, it is just because of global warming just going to increase temperature. And I'd like to, you know, enjoy and not be a disgusting puddle. Plus, then if I have aircon, then, you know, I can invite my friends to stay so it's cooler. So they can also take advantage of it. I don't know. Your colleague just got AC in her and her husband's office. It sounds amazing. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I had one of those portable things with the hose that goes out the window that pretty much saved my bacon when I was up in northwest London. But because it was quite intensive on the electricity, I didn't bring it with me because I was like, oh, this one's not south facing. It'll be fine. I don't need it. And I didn't for the first, you know, 6 or so years. And then summers suddenly got hot. Like, hotter. And it wasn't just blazing in through a south facing window with no other windows so you couldn't get a breeze. It's, yeah. I think partially because I've possibly closed the ventilation system, blowing disgusting smells into my home, that it may be why I've managed to keep it a little bit cooler in here. But it is just stupid hot anyway. The whole point about England, Britain, United Kingdom, whatever you want to call it, is it's supposed to be miserable summers. Except they're not miserable for me, because Rhett and Waney, I said that with such confidence. Rhett and Waney, rather, is what I live for, you know. I would prefer it if it was a so-called miserable summer, because at the minute we're getting miserable for me summers. Anyway, try and keep cool, peoples. Make sure you're hydrating. It is important. I have already had like 3.5 pints of water today, and I hate water, but it's hot. You know, you should be aiming probably for about 6 pints of water or equally refreshing liquid, not beer, in this sort of heat, because you require more. Usually it's 4, but 6 is what I'm aiming at. I managed 5 yesterday, and my body tried to tell me it was dehydrated, and I'm like, bleh. Yeah, it's like, I'd love to go outside, but there's no way in hell I'm going outside. It's disgusting. Oh, we've got some water on the windows. So it's going to get ridiculously humid. I do have a dehumidifier, though. I got that in the great flood of whenever that was. May something or other. Anyway, too damp and too dark, smells like mould, just like Chambers' breath, actually. I can hardly find the water pipes. At first glance, everything seems to be in order, but there's a weird buzzing sound coming from it. Let's look closer, because, you know, looks like something's stuck in one of them. Hard to say what exactly. I hold out my hands and touch something wet and hairy. Ew. I grab hold of it and tug. Ew! A dead rat. But we got a cheapo for it. The only good rat is a dead rat. Could have been worse. Buzzing stopped. For now. Ew. Loretta, looks like Chambers went out into the yard. Can we wash our hands? No. Okay. Tell me, Mrs. Harris, where do you think your husband might be? Got any ideas? He's in the well. I don't. No clue. I have no idea where Waller is. And I don't want to know, truth be told. Well, I can understand that. Mr. Harris, he was a queer, wasn't he? Oh, is it this kind of language that we were warned about? Also, I am seriously need to do something. What is going on? Is it? Well, that just went... Oh, that's the... Yeah, okay. That's better. I just moved the camera, and now I'm not shrunk. Huh! And it looks weird because where the box of my camera is where the wall is. But my green screen didn't break. This is just a wall. Hey, Aura. I had a moment where I was like, I moved it and suddenly... Oh, wait, no. So, yeah. I'm just gonna move some of these cushions. They're annoying me. Right. Now I don't look like I should have just done that sooner or later. I must have knocked it at some point. Anyway, now I'm not merging with the angel thing. Right. What? I mean, why else would he leave a gorgeous woman like you in his own house to go on the lam like this? Begging your pardon, ma'am, but he must have been out of his damn mind. Okay, so we're calling someone a queer. I mean, we've reclaimed the word queer, so it's less of an insult than it has been. Pax, thanks so much for the raid. Did you manage to finish your 100 bullets? Do I have a button for you? Would someone mind doing a shout out? I don't apparently have an Apex button. I need to make that. Thank you. Appreciate. Yeah. Did you manage to get your the achievements you're going for? Did you have fun? Also, hi, welcome in Raiders. I'm Joe, otherwise known as Angel SK. We are playing Loretta. 9 achievements there. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Also, I'm going to close the duplicate window of myself. I do not need to see myself twice. Also, I need to stop crossing my legs because when, you know, skin is on skin, it's sweaty and gross. It's really comfy crossing my legs. So yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, we're playing Loretta. We're doing 3 games today. We've got about half an hour left of this one, and then we will switch games up. We are doing games that are in the crazy random achievement bash. Skin on skin. I mean, you know, it's fine usually, just not when it's 28.5 degrees Celsius. You know, because then it's all swampy and sticky and gross. But yeah, normally it's like, I like that. Because I always sit in weird positions. I don't know where I was going with this. Anyway, our husband is missing, possibly in the well. And I'm doing a terrible, 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 what I think is kind of Southern American accent. At least that's what the intent was. We've also managed to finally fix our camera, so we are not shrinking into the corner of the game. So yeah. Anyway, ma'am, thank you for your time. Sorry you had to come out all this way for nothing, but I really don't think I can help. It's fine. It's what I'm paid to do. Thanks again for the water. Sorry I bothered you. It's a Southern Hollywood style accent, so not offensive. Oh, excellent. Yes, I was going to say, I sound like I'm in an old movie, but as I am very, very English and not American, I don't want to be insulting to anybody. But it just sounded like this is how they would speak, because that's how it's written, the text. You know, it's got "thank you kindly, ma'am" type thing. So yeah, if I'm mimicking Hollywood, then that's fine. Mid-Atlantic with a touch of Southern drawl. I mean, that's way too specific, Leaky. That's way too specific. But I appreciate you giving me the confidence that I'm actually not just screwing that up. Also, I'm kind of glad that I can't have the curtains fully closed when I've got the mic here. Because it means that I can sort of see outside that the sun has gone in and it's just oppressively warm outside. And the 3 drops of rain have already dried up. Damn. Anyway, sorry I bothered you. So we've already managed to get shot once. My name is Loretta Lou Harris. Friends call me Laura. I'm an unemployed housewife, stuck in a hellhole with nothing but sun and fucking weeds. 2 weeks ago, I killed my husband. Oh, and stuck him in the well. This is a psychological thriller. But it's cool. I kind of like it. I would class it sort of as a point and click, so I'm going to submit that genre change because... Oh, hello. What? Ah! Because it's got the side scrolly with the point, interaction points, hotspots. Hello. Oh! And it's got little puzzles! Oh. Shit. It's a crow or a raven. Raven. Crow. I ain't trying to make excuses, but I think I ought to tell my story from the beginning. But I ain't looking to be forgiven by the gentlemen of the jury. I know that's impossible now. But I want to give a chance to whoever's going to read this to maybe understand me. How low can you crawl? You see, my relationship with Walter started to fall apart long before the day he died. Long before we moved to this goddamn farm. I even liked it at the start. Trading the bustling city life for a humble one out in the country. Course, wishful thinking's all it was. Women don't get much choice in this world. Take enough wrong turns, and before you know it, you're low class. And I was finally starting to see that all my turns were the wrong ones, too. Ooh, LB. Ooh, I've got a clothespin. Nice. Well. An old well. I don't know why, but it gives me the creeps. We never use it. How low can you go? Excuse me? Another broken, creaky step. Nail sticking out, waiting for the right moment. Finally jab into my leg. You see, but it's a different question to the one when we were talking about Red Alert before. Maybe this is a different question. Because we were talking about old school games. Actually, I don't think there was even a question of the day then. We were talking with Phoenix about old school games and talking about Red Alert and stuff. So, yeah. But yeah, I've definitely done I found the one spot where they can't hit me and I'm just gonna snipe them. Even if it takes, like, you know, I'm doing 1 damage at a time and I'm standing there for an hour and a half. That's usually my sort of sneaky, you know. Jesse's quite good at breaking, like, platformy puzzle levels. In the sense that he platforms it and then I can't replicate it, so I've got to figure out what the real solution is. But yeah, I think breaking stuff is speedrunner brain, exactly, as Jesse's incredibly good at that sort of thing. So it, you know, I mean, it's more like, Jesse, did you cheese the level again? How do you actually solve this thing so I can do it? Because there's no way I'm going to be able to do that, what you just did. I've definitely accidentally broke stuff before, which is also, you know, totally a thing. Right. I asked Walter to fix it. Not that it did any good. Walter wasn't a bad person. He almost never drank. But even when he did, he never got violent. In all our years together, he only hit me that one time. And he felt awful about it afterwards. Still, everything about him was starting to irritate me. And I reckon the feeling was mutual. That irritation turned into a burning hatred. That only got stronger after we moved out here. His snoring was like nails on a chalkboard. He'd spit everywhere like he was a damn camel. Yeah, Yeah, it's like, oh, just keep on repeating it until you get better at it. It's like, no, I will keep on repeating it, and I may get a little bit better, but then I will get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So yeah. I just had something pop into my head. I mean, it's not sort of like cheesing it, but I certainly spent a lot of time in Watch Dogs 2 running around and taking selfies, and you know, I got a lot of cash, and it meant that I could build up my drone army, which means that the levels are easier because I've already unlocked all the equipment. So that feels like, you know, getting really OP and then just smashing through stuff. And food got stuck in his teeth all the time. But what really got under my skin was how he always reeked of onions. All the damn time. It was this disgusting oily smell that soaked into all the furniture. But you want to know what the weird thing was? I never used any onions in any of my cooking. A bird? Excuse me. Pay water bill. Shoo. Grab. Walter! A bird got into the house. Walter! No way in hell he didn't hear me. Oh, my stretch. I still haven't fixed my stretch sound. I don't know why the sound broke. And I had a stretch. Okay. We'll never run out of dirty dishes in this house. Ouch. Cut my finger. We interrupt this broadcast to bring you a breaking weather update. A Category 2 cyclone has been tracked approaching from the south. Meteorologists warn to expect a heavy wind and rainfall in the coming days. Whoa. Walt and I met towards the end of 1929. He was a little older than me. Mighty handsome, of course. He worked as a newspaper correspondent, but I couldn't tell you a name of what paper it was. They'd probably quit publishing it now anyway. My mother died in 1930. Walter and I got married in 1931. I got pregnant in 1933. They called it an ectopic pregnancy, and that was followed by a miscarriage. I lost my child before I ever got to be a mother. Now, where'd it go? The bird. I know, but can we answer the damn phone? Because, yeah. Hello? Who's calling? Are you gonna speak or what? You think this is funny? China cabinet. Cups, plates, glasses. Half of them are chipped. Ow. Sweep the kitchen floor. Definitely, because we don't want broken glass everywhere. Oh, honey, I'm going into the city. But I'll be back soon. I need to stop by the post office. What happened? First, a bird flew into the dang house. Wait, what? A bird? It's a long story. Still, I'm sorry about the plate. Don't worry about it. Let's consider it good luck, eh? Anyway, would you mind ironing my suit? I think it's in the bedroom. Take the key. Okay. Buy some milk on your way back? Not a problem. Alright, hun, I'm off. Okay. I mean, if we're a housewife, then I guess we're expected to do things like... What was he doing in the basement? Ain't anything in the basement I need right now. Moose head. Get rid of the moose head. Creepy little thing. Oh, it's not a skeleton. It's not just an actual head. Such an ugly thing. So looking at gives me goose pimples. Okay, so we got the broom. Windows. Those windows collected dirt for so many years. I tried cleaning them at first, but gave up eventually. Walter brought it back as Al Johnson and Mario Lanza records. I prefer classical music. I ain't in the mood to listen to that right now. Look. Franz Kafka, The Trial. That old fireplace sets the tone for the entire room. I don't like this room. Gives me a headache. Whoa, okay. 151. Ah, okay. A woman in a wheat field. Wheat, wheat, wheat. All we get is damn wheat. There's a jewelry box with a code. Guest bedroom. As I understand it, Walter's parents slept in separate bedrooms. One of them hash 1910 traditions. Walter and I turned this place upside down looking for the key, but no luck. It sure feels strange knowing I can't access certain parts of the house. Not like the house ain't big enough already. Walter doesn't like it when I enter his study when he ain't around. Gonna enter anyway. Ugh. It reeks of cigarettes in here. Dusty bookshelves. Walter brought half his library when we moved here. I didn't even bring a winter coat. Sorry. An old safe. Walter keeps a manuscript for his novel in there. Better not touch it. Not unless I want Walter to stop bitching anyway. Okay, so nothing really to talk about in there. Oh, itchy ear, it's annoying me. So what's the code for the jewelry box? Something went wrong in New York. I never found out what exactly. Walter fell into a pit of debt and dragged me down there with him. He left the obscenely high deposit we paid on our apartment, packed our bags, and rented the cheapest rust bucket he could find. In the spring of 1947, we moved to the farm, to Walter's parents' old house. Edna and Douglas Harris died of typhus back in 1927. And so we jumped off the bumpy life raft that was our former life and rushed into the unknown. Our belongings are in these suitcases. A whole human life contained in a few bags. We still ain't unpacked most of it. Birth certificate of John Edward Harris. Date of birth June 6, 1946. Gender male. Mother Loretta Lou Harris. Father Walter Phillips Harris. Aww. I was October 1945 when I got pregnant again. Doctor said I was too old. He used some weird phrase like elderly parturient or something. With my medical history, neither me or my baby stood a chance. I reckon it was just a miracle. 9 months later, I gave birth to a boy, Johnny Harris. But I'm getting ahead of myself again. Or maybe I'm going too far back. Long story short, I lost Johnny too. Oh my God. Poor lady. Jesus Christ, that's horrendous. Bird. Of all Walter's sins, his adultery was the least to concern me. I'd say his gambling affected my life in a much more serious way. His adultery was pretty obvious. Walter hadn't touched me in months. Can't say I was too upset by it, though. Nonetheless, I knew one thing for sure. That ginger bitch, Margaret, sure did love her onions. This is clever. Wow. Bourbon, whiskey, bourbon, whiskey. That's what we needed to do. I felt trapped. I was suffocating in this cramped farmer's paradise. I could feel the noose tightening around my neck. I went to the bank. So, can you state your profession, Mom? I'm an ornithologist by trade, but for now, I just run the house mostly. Excuse me, how do you spell that? Ornithologist. A scientist, the kind that studies birds. I see. And how about the man of the house, ma'am? What does he do? Walter's a writer. Wait, Walter Harris? You mean the writer? The Affair with the Killer, the Black Tulip? I see you're a fan. Aha! No, not me, I'm afraid. My wife, though. He's online. Why, she just adores his books. Who would have thought right here in our backyard? Anyway. Well, ma'am, I'm sorry to say this, but we can't give you a loan. Well, not to you anyway. But why don't you bring your husband around next time? I'm sure we could figure something out. I was hoping not to get my husband involved. I see. It's me who needs the money, not him. In that case, ma'am, if you urgently need money, then what's stopping you from taking out that 30,000 and... What 30,000? Ah, well now, just a moment. He shuffles through his papers. Well. Yes. Oh, I beg your pardon, ma'am. That was my mistake. I just realized that the 30,000 is insurance. What insurance? What 30,000? He peers at a sheet of paper. Life insurance, ma'am. Silly of me to have missed it before, but it looks like Mr. Harris's publisher took out an insurance policy in his name. Here, see for yourself. In the event of death or disappearance, yada yada yada. Oh, you can skip this part. The beneficiary will receive a lump sum payment of $30,000. Looks like a standard contract as insurance goes. Anyhow, I must apologize again. I didn't mean to cause any confusion. No, thank you. You've been a big help. Glad to hear. In that case, I'll be waiting for you, Mr. Harris, to drop on by. All the best, ma'am. Oh, and do allow me to remind you that all deposits and contributions are insured with us at... Clark's words broke through his cracked, graceless lips and disappeared into thin air. $30,000. An incredible sum of money. It felt like the more I thought about it, the less I was able to comprehend how much money that really was. But also, is she the beneficiary? Because if the publisher took it out, they probably took it out to benefish them. Walter. He hadn't even said a word. Why not? I remember getting this strange feeling. It was weak and not all there yet, but I felt it on the edge of my mind all the same. The moment I tried to catch it and pay attention to it, I left the bank in the dry wind of the outside world. Dispelled that feeling as if it were never there to begin with. Okay. Oh, no. I don't want to exit. I wanted to save, but sure. I must have parked over there. Notable bank. Newspaper. Hate crimes, homicides, and kidnappings have nearly halved when compared to the last decade. I think it's safe to say that America's going through a new round of development, concluded the deputy prosecutor. Oh. Laura! Hey, Laura. Hello, Margaret. It's so good to see ya. How long's it been since we last saw each other? Come to think of it, I ain't seen Walter around much either. What's he doing anyway? Why don't you tell me, you lying? Wonderful. Margot, hurry up. It's busy and a blind dog and a meat house in here. Break's over. Move those hips, girl. Alright, I'm coming. Anyway, Loretta, the girls and I are gonna see a show on Saturday. Yes, it would have been a great deal of money back in 1947. I don't feel that they would have suspected the wife as much, just because men tended to underestimate women quite a lot. Like, ridiculously so. But yeah, I've just realised where I've got this accent from. Mum and I watched Sweet Home Alabama a couple of weeks ago, so this is my imitation of an Alabama accent, but a Hollywood Alabama accent, which is the Deep South, I think. But yeah, so that's where I got it from. It is cool. I don't really know. I don't really know American geography very well. You should come join us. And I wanted to talk. Margot! Look, I'll stop by if I'm in the neighborhood. You don't mind, right? I gotta shoot. Margot! I'm keeping your tips. Alright, I'm coming for Christ's sake. A ginger bitch. Fried onion rings. The best in town. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean he's cheating on her. Just saying, he could just be coming to the diner and having onion rings. He probably is cheating on her. However, I lied, of course. I ain't no ornithologist. Never been and never studied nowhere. Just a habitual lie I tell. I'm a working girl. I needed some way to survive when I moved to New York. I wanted to be a nurse, but I failed the exams. Twice. I washed the dishes at diners, tried working as a waitress, tried working as a newspaper secretary, and believe it or not, even worked at a salon. I wouldn't say I enjoyed any of it, but work's work. I read an article about a female ornithologist once. She was on an expedition of some sort. I liked her. I even bought the Birds of America. Ain't much of a bird lover, though. Hard to love some harbingers of disease. That was hotter than 6 shades of hell. Yes, it was. Yes, it is. I had the windows cranked down all the way, and I could feel the sun burning my skin through the windshield. Swarm of thoughts swirled in my mind, so I didn't notice that I was running out of gas. This old bag of bolts chugged 30 gallons to the mile. The Lady Luck smiled on me for the first time that day, and a gas station appeared out of the blue. Its concrete face rose from the middle of a cornfield, all cracked and worn like the wrinkled face of some old woman. Funny thing was, I can't say I'd ever seen that gas station before, even though this was the only road leading home. Booze. Feels like I drank more during Prohibition than I did in my entire life. Ain't touched a drink since I was 32. But with every day I spent living on this farm, I regret that decision more and more. The United States of America. All 48 of them available at a glance. About in a minute. Boston. Afternoon, ma'am. How's the day treating you? Could be better. It's too hot today. You ain't wrong there, ma'am. Almost 100 degrees out. Could you fill me up for $3? Sure thing. Anything else I can get you? I don't even know what I want. If you'll allow me, ma'am, I may have just the cure for what ails you. You do? New and improved rat poison. Even contains its own secret formula. This sucker will get rid of rats, mice, whatever's plaguing you. Smells like almonds, too. Guaranteed to work, so it's arsenic then. All for only $1.99. I don't think that... Bah, you know what? You look like the diligent housewife, ma'am. Why don't you take a sample? On the house, just for you. Oh, wow. I assure you, ma'am, you will not be disappointed. I mean, if you're just handing me a murder weapon... We should probably switch games. What does that say? Oh. Maybe we're not supposed to smash them? Oh, fear. Punish? Venom? Hope? Hate? Chance? Anger? So we get rid of the good feelings. Fear? I can't read that. Venom. Fate. Sigh. How, Walt? It's hotter than the devil's armpit outside. No kidding, I thought it was gonna melt. Ain't it a little early to be breaking out the wine? What you smiling for? It's all done. What is? You mean, you finished your book? Yep. But that's wonderful. Why didn't you? The publishers already gave me the green light. I sent them the initial chapters. I don't want to jinx anything before it's set in stone. But that's saying, the folks from the Metro City Mayor are interested. Might even turn it into a motion picture, they said. Just imagine, starring Clark Gable. I thought he quit acting. Then Harry Cooper, who cares? That's not the gosh darn point. Hollywood, Laura. You're right, I'm sorry. Oh, Walter, I'm so happy. Good for you. Good for us, sweetheart. Can the wine wait a little? I'll get to fixing us a real nice supper. How's about you cook up that steak you know I love? I honestly didn't expect it. For a moment it felt as though everything could change. There was a flash of hope. Salt? Walter publishes his novel, and we return to New York, to our apartment on 12th Avenue, just as if we never left, and life goes back to normal again. Dice the vegetables. But still, he'd made promises before. He'd already found another woman before I could start unpacking my damn suitcase. He's gambled us into the ground when we was already dirt poor. Why should I think any of that'll stop in New York? No, something deep inside me, something strange had been triggered, and I couldn't stop it. Add poison. Hey, how's it going? Ready? Coming right up. It looks raw. He's talking with his mouth full.
The steak is delish.
Thank you.
Last time I ate this good was back in the Big Apple. You've barely touched it.
I ain't hungry. Well, I ran into Margaret today. Did you?
So, how was she?
Fatter than when I last saw her, if you ask me.
You think so? Not like I'm one to talk. I've certainly let myself go.
But think about what it's like to be in her shoes, Lo. Poor girl's been all alone, ever since Clarence bought the farm. It's gotta be hard for her and you. He points his fork at Loretta. As a woman, I ought to empathize with her a little more. I went to the bank today. Why didn't you tell me about your insurance policy? He continues to chew. You don't trust me one bit, do you? Walter, what did I do to deserve this? Why is everything always shrouded in mystery?
Just figured it wasn't any of your concern.
Besides, what if you ever decide to have me whacked, huh? It was the publishing house's idea anyway. They didn't fill me in on the details. We're just gonna let him die. And then, we will change games. Listen, I know you blame me for what happened to John. He thumps his fist into the table. Nice fucking supper. You just couldn't help yourself, could you? Why'd you need to bring this shit up again? Why now? What is it with you today? No, you're right. Let's just keep it bottled up inside. I'll hush, I'll be a good housewife. And you can keep fucking around with that ginger slut. Then everyone will be happy.
Enough.
I'm not listening to this shit anymore. And if you must know, I do. I do blame you. Oh, finally! The brave man comes out and says it. I've read the police report. You're such a hypocrite. Look, I had no idea you could be so full of crap. I've read the... Wait. M-U-R-D-E-R... Ooh, that got turned all the way wrong. That was weird. Sorry if I was probably really quiet today. Don't mind me, just hiding a dead body. Hey, sub. Also looks like he's trying to say something, but only the sound of gurgling can be heard as he slowly chokes to death. Burn in hell, Walter. I must admit, I don't like it when people say honestly or to tell me the truth. It always gives the impression that I've been shamelessly lying to you up to that point. But there's something transcendental about murder, something beyond our understanding, despite how regular and natural it seems. Otherwise, why would anyone do it? Oh, don't accuse a woman of being a liar when she doesn't know how to be honest with herself. Stillborn, like my first child, like a poet who speaks no languages, like a deaf, blind, and mute person in a world of sound, colour, and signs. I won't reach truth with words, they can't give it shape. There is only one truth I know, though. Walter is dead. Dead? You don't like people, do you? I didn't say that, but truth be told, I hadn't expected any good to come from them. Oh, okay, so that looks like a mask. Creepy, people-y mask. Do you think people want to hurt you? I think we're wasting our time here. Why is that? Look, I know how this works. First we look at some pictures together and have a nice little chat, and tomorrow you dig into my brain with a metal rod. You're exaggerating. Leucotomies have alleviated suffering for a great many people. You mean lobotomy? In your case, however, I doubt it will be required. I'd like to believe that. Let's continue, shall we? I mean, honestly, it looks like rib cage. It's a Rorschach test, yes, but the last one, it was like, yeah, at least I saw the things they were talking about. We don't have we don't have the option of butterfly. So I'm just going to be pedantic and pick vagina, though I've never seen one that looks like that. It's like someone spread open a rib cage. Interesting. What is it? Your associative pattern. My husband calls them tricks. But it was he who brought you here, wasn't it? So pay attention. Well, that just looks like a blood spot. Cradle, I guess. Is something wrong? Yeah. These are just splotches. Ain't nothing to see in them. That's what I just said. Whatever I do see is only my own imagination. This ain't fair, and I ain't done nothing wrong. Life isn't fair. Your age, it's high time you realize that. Oh, but don't be so gloomy. How did that saying go? In Italy, under the rule of the Borgia, terror, murder, and bloodshed reigned. Yet it ended up giving birth to Michelangelo, Da Vinci, and the Renaissance. In Switzerland, brotherly love, democracy, and peace were established for 500 years. And do you know what they produced? The cuckoo clock. And damn good chocolate. And also, that wasn't just what happened. Okay. I need to exit. I want to exit. Yes. Y for yes. Okay, so that was Loretta. We went slightly over, but we will switch games now. Okay, so there's... we got into, like, chapter 5 then. Which is pretty cool. 4... And we got 3 of the achievements. So, that was one possibility for random to-do list. I think that was the one I needed for Crab, wasn't it? Acts of violence, yeah. So I needed this one for Crab, and that was a possibility for random to-do list. We'll see whether that one worked or not. But I will be playing the rest of this off stream. For now, don't go anywhere. We're just switching games. Bear with me.